Mock game. So we went through our pregame warm-ups, which we're going to practice again tomorrow night at the Rose Bowl. So we're just trying to cross all the T's, dot all the I's, make sure that we've taken care of all the details as we get ready to prepare for that first game on the 31st. So I like where we're at. I think physically we're as healthy as you can expect coming out of 3 weeks of tough, grueling camp. And we're excited about the opportunity that lies ahead, which is Nevada a week from tomorrow.
What have you liked that you've seen out of Connor McDermott at tackle?
Well, I like his size and his length, number one. I like his toughness, number two. And I think he's very athletic for a guy that size. I mean, he's a big man, and he's a hard worker. I mean, he's put on a lot of really good weight this offseason. And, last year he redshirted, but we took him with us on a lot of the trips to get him kind of used to the environment that he's going to be in if he goes in and plays. And I think he's just handled everything really well. I like the kid. I think he's going to be a good player for us.
In terms of readiness, how ready to play is this freshman class compared to last year's? Is it completely different, or?
I think that they're, I don't know. Ask me like Sunday night or Monday night, or I'm sorry, Saturday night, the 31st, because we're going to play a lot of them. And they've earned that right. They're good football players have come out here and proven that they're capable of competing at this level, at least in this environment. The next step is seeing them do it, on the grass at the Rose Bowl against somebody else. My gut feeling is that they're really prepared to play, emotionally, mentally, and I certainly think physically. It's a good-looking group of kids. Comparative to last year, I don't know. It's hard for me to think that way. I kind of think in the present. So I thought last year we were fine. This year I hope we're better, and next year I hope we're better yet.
Does it feel like there could be some guys who could make this a defining kind of class for UCLA?
Well, I would hope so. I mean, I think it's certainly a talented class. I've liked what I've seen in practice for sure. I like the way they work. I like their skill level. I like their maturity. I like the attitude that they've consistently demonstrated. And in talking to Coach Alosi, it's really a carryover of what they did in the summer. He felt good about the class coming out of the summer. So now it's just about going out and playing and seeing where they are and where they are at the start as compared to, at the end of the year, how much they develop. But I have a feeling it's a pretty darn good class.
Are there any guys that come to mind immediately that would make maybe an immediate impact?
Would not?
No, that would or will make an immediate impact.
Yeah. I mean, I hesitate to say any names because I'm bound to. I'm sure I'll forget someone, but I think that right now Caleb Benenoch looks like he'll be our starter at right guard. I think that Kenny Lacy could potentially play a lot at the left guard. Depending on if Simon or Torian were to get nicked for a play or two, or if we got in a game where we wanted to get them some work, you'd see him play a little bit. I think that Thomas Duarte certainly will have an impact immediately. At least I hope he'll have an impact. I know he'll be on the field playing. We're still talking about Jalen Ortiz and Darren Andrews and how we want to manage the early part of their career, whether or not they'd be redshirt candidates or we're going to play them. So those guys on offense are kind of the guys that stand out to me right now. And also Eldridge, he's in the same group, same boat with those two guys. Defensively, I think all three of those defensive linemen will probably figure in. I really do. We talked earlier in the year about Kenny Clark potentially being a redshirt guy, but we're doing some different things up front now, personnel-wise, and moving some guys around a little bit because we think that Kenny's a guy that can come in and make an impact immediately. I think that Deion Hollins will play early. I think Miles Jack will play early. Isaac will play early. I think Cameron Judge will play early. Jayon Brown, Priest, Willis, Tahan Goodman, Johnny Johnson would if he hadn't got hurt.
Quite a few guys.
I'm probably leaving somebody out, but I feel like, and Sean Covington, don't forget about Sean, he's our punter.
Yeah.
We only have one, so he's going to be out there. So playing's one thing, but playing well enough for us to have a chance to go out and win on Saturdays is another thing, and so that is still to be determined.
How much of that, with a freshman punter and sophomore kicker, we have to be, I think, a little bit different on fourth down this year, you think?
Like punting?
Yeah. For decision making.
I think we'll have to kind of see how it goes. I think that we have to have. I think we have to have backup plans ready, available and ready. And I don't think we can wait till the Monday after we go, oh darn, we should have something ready. You know, I think we better have contingency plans, and we will. I think that goes for punt and field goal. But I think they're doing fine. You know, I don't get the feeling that Sean's going to be too easily to rattle. You know, I think the question for me more than anything is that, you know, making sure that Longo is the snapper that we think he is and get it back there consistently. Because all those plays start with that snap from him to either Jerry Neuheisel or him to Sean Covington.
How much of that freshman progression process is getting used to playing on that big stage, you know, playing the Rose Bowl in those bigger environments?
I think that's pretty big, you know, but you take a guy like Caleb and Dion. You know, Caleb played in front of 20,000 people on Friday nights. You know, football's pretty big in Texas, and it's not the Rose Bowl, it's not the Pac-12, and it's not, you know, the competition that he's going to see at this level. But at least he's been exposed to a little bit of pressure on a Friday night. My sense about these kids, and hopefully it's confirmed, you know, as we go through the season, is that it's not too big for them. You know. Now, I'm sure that next Saturday night, when they go out there for the first time, there's going to be some nerves and some excitement, and there'll be some mistakes made. We can only hope that they make them full speed, and then they make some plays to cover up from those mistakes, and I think they will.
Do you get anxious just with thinking about finally watching all these young guys playing a real game for the first time?
I get anxious watching the young guys, the old guys, the in-between guys. Yeah, I get nervous, anxious, excited, you know, all those things. I mean, I want it to be here quickly, and I wish it was another year away. At the same time, you know, that's never been anything. It's never been anything other than that for me. You know, I can remember times. You know, remember in my first year as the defensive coordinator at San Francisco on Thursday night, which is kind of the last big work day, sitting in my office with the lights out, just going, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? We're not ready. How are we going to play? We went out and just crushed the Falcons. You know, I don't even think they might have crossed midfield a couple of times. So I think that's just part of the deal, you know, that anticipation, that anxiety.
How about anxiety about watching the media?
The media? No, I like you guys.
With Duarte,
I get anxious when I start over there and walk in here and go, okay, I talk to him every day. What am I going to say today that's even compelling or interesting or that anyone gives a heck about?
Don't worry, we'll think of something.
Or you'll make it up.
with Duarte, how much has he pushed Darius Bell for some reps at starting wise? That's
I don't think it matters who starts. I think you'll see him probably get equal reps.
Okay.
I think what's more important is who's getting the reps at crunch time. You know. But I think what's great is that having Thomas here pushing Darius has been a really good thing. And I think having Darius kind of show Thomas how to do it has been another good thing. And as many plays as we play, you know, to me, they're both starters. You know, Thomas Duarte is going to play, I don't know, I mean, if we have 90 plays in a game, which, you know, I hope we do, I don't know if we ever will, but I can see him playing 40. That's a lot of snaps.
Yeah.
So he's a good football player.
So the Y's another position, just like wide out, where you're going to rotate those guys all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll rotate those guys through.
Yeah.
Okay.